Literacy. So today we're going to warm up by doing comparative and superlative adjectives, carrying on sort of with some of the work we have been doing previously. So you'll need to find the sheets in your literacy pack that say comparing adjectives and the number 3 at the top. And then we'll be doing the sheet that says more practice afterwards. So when we compare two nouns, we use a comparative adjective. When we compare more than two nouns, we use a superlative adjective. So in the example, we have powerful. This adjective is a long word. And then we have more powerful. To make the comparative form, we use the word more. And then we have most powerful. To make the superlative form, we use the word most. Now you need to complete the chart. The first one has been done for you. So the adjective is pleasant. The comparative adjective would be more pleasant. The superlative adjective would be most pleasant. I can't imagine you'll have any problems doing these. So once you finish that chart, turn over onto the next page. Right, the second side is titled More Practice. So you need to choose the correct comparative or superlative adjectives for each of the spaces. So the example is, the Duke is handsome, the Prince is more handsome, but the King is the most handsome. So please finish filling out this sheet, then get a coloured pencil and we'll mark it together. So with your coloured pencil, pause the video while you mark your work. I would expect everybody to get all of these right. Now you can begin to mark the second sheet. Again, pause the video. And again, this shouldn't have been any more difficult for you to do than the first sheet. Award yourself some house points depending on if you spelled everything correctly and the neatness of your writing. Pause the video while you copy down the date and the yellow in your writing book or on a piece of lined paper, ideally. Now we're going to be carrying on with our work on inference. This is slightly tricky, but again, like I keep saying, the more practice you have of it, like everything, the better you become at it. And it is a really, really useful skill to have. Not just when you read things, but also in conversation. Because quite often, particularly in this country, people don't always say exactly what they mean. They kind of are implying something. So you need to find your inference pack in your literacy folder, and we'll begin. So you'll need to turn to page 17 in your booklet, titled Ben and Jake. Section A. I'm going out to meet Jake, said Ben. You're not going out like that, are you? Said Dad. Have you seen the weather? You'll need Wellingtons. And you'd better put something over that jacket. You can borrow my padded jacket if you like. Don't forget your gloves and your scarf. Now pause the video while you answer the first 5 questions. Remember to use full sentences. So question 1, where it says, why did he need his Wellingtons? Your answer should start with, he needed his Wellingtons because, and whatever the answer is. Now get a coloured pencil and we'll mark them, the first 5 questions together. Make sure you correct any missing capital letters or full stops. Also, make sure you write yourself a little note about having to write your answers in full sentences if you haven't. So, question 1, why did he need Wellingtons? He needed Wellingtons because the weather was really bad. I'm guessing either there'd been rain, quite a lot of rain, or snow. possibly more snow because it's implying that it's very cold outside. Question 2. Why was his jacket not enough? His jacket wasn't enough because his dad knew that he would be really cold outside. Hence why he said, you can borrow my padded jacket if you like. Anything like that would be fine. Question 3. What did he put on his hands? He put his gloves on his hands. Question 4. What time of year was it? The time of year it was would be winter. It's possible it could have been spring, a really cold spring day, or a really cold day in autumn, but it's most likely to be in winter because that is the time of year in this country when we have cold weather, or really cold weather. And we know it's really cold because Dad wants him to wear his coat on top of Ben's own coat, as well as gloves and scarf. Thus, we know that it must be really cold outside. Question 5. Was Ben much smaller than Dad? No, Ben wasn't much smaller than Dad. We know that he isn't that much smaller than Dad because Dad says that he can wear his padded jacket, if he likes, over the top of his own jacket. So obviously, he's not, if he was much, much smaller than his dad, Dad's jacket would be far too big for him and he wouldn't really be able to wear it. If you still have time, then you can go on to the extension tasks on the other page, page 18. Questions B, 1, 2 and 3, and then if you still have time, you can do the section C. Section B. As they trudged through the snow, it shone like diamonds in the light of the street lamps. It looks fantastic, said Ben. It's all right for you, said Jake. You've got gloves and a padded jacket. Now answer questions 1 to 3. Again, remembering to write in full sentences with capital letters and full stops. So pause the video while you do that, then get a coloured pencil and we'll mark those 3 questions together. So question 1. Were the boys in a town or in the country? The boys are in a town. We know the boys are in the town because it says that there's street lamps. It's very rare in the country that you get street lamps. Question 2. Was Jake warm? If not, why not? So a bit of a 2-part question. So your answer should be something along these lines. No, Jake wasn't warm. We know this because he's jealous of Ben. Because he says, you've got gloves and a padded jacket. It's all right for you. Anything you've written similar to that is absolutely fine. But we definitely know Jake's cold because he's very jealous of Ben's padded jacket. Question 3. What time of day was it? It could have been either of 2 times of day. It could have either been early in the morning when it was still dark or in the late afternoon when it got dark. Or the evening, I suppose. Because obviously in the winter it gets dark earlier. So your answer should be, it was late afternoon in the dark, or it was in the morning before it was light, or it was nighttime, because we know this because the street lamps are on. If you still have time, go on to section C. So look at the pictures below and make 3 lists. List 1, clothes to wear in hot weather. List 2, clothes to wear in wet weather. List 3, clothes to wear in cold weather. It is possible you will have some items that you might wear in both, but possibly not. So pause the video while you do your lists, then get a coloured pencil and we will quickly mark them. So this will be the easiest list to do, probably. Clothes to wear in hot weather. So that would be sandals, shorts, straw hat, t-shirt. List 2, clothes to wear in wet weather. So that would be the hat, the non-generically labelled hat, which looks a bit like a sou'wester, which is a hat that you can tie up under your chin and is waterproof. So the hat, the raincoat, and the Wellington boots. And finally, clothes to wear in cold weather would be the fur hat, the fur boots, hopefully artificial fur for both of those items, gloves, and padded jacket. It's absolutely fine if you decided to put t-shirt in all 3 of those lists, because underneath the items of the raincoat and the padded jacket, you might well have a t-shirt on. In this story as well, the boy wore Wellingtons out into the cold. Fur boots would be a much better choice than Wellingtons. As you're probably aware yourselves, Wellingtons aren't always that warm, but they certainly are good at keeping your feet dry. Well done if you've done all those tasks. Give yourself some house points for trying hard and correct answers as well. So it's up to you. How well you think you've done is the same as how many house points you can give yourself.